So hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another Mike on the Mic production. It's been quite a while. Knock this volume down a peg or two. This is like the master volume. Thank you. I love when they actually have stuff that makes sense, but they could put like little mini text here that tells me what this is, though. It'd be one upgrade. One upgrade away from perfection, baby. So this is gonna be a chatty episode. Not gonna get too much done in this segment. If you're looking for gameplay, we're not really doing much here. Just gonna putz around, really. So we'll talk about this game in a little bit. But it's been a while. It's been over a month since I made a commentary. My life's been changing some more. It's also been not changing enough at sometimes, and the general melancholy of life always comes back. You know, I sort of got the high of a new relationship for a while, and now it's not so new anymore, and not that there's anything wrong with that. You want the relationship to keep going, you know what I mean? You don't really want a new relationship, right? Unless you're that kind of person. That's not the kind of person I am, but you start to see, like, why people do that as you get older. It starts to feel a little bit less personal if it got done to you, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll talk about Mike's life, how my fantastic romance is going, all the fears and the doubts that come along with it. Last time before I left, I was buying this guy's goods. Give me all your shit, bro. Yeah, they have a little bit of a keyboard remapping problem on this game. It's not the biggest deal, but it's definitely worth mentioning. Because it comes close to being perfect, and then it misses the mark a little bit here. I do like the character of this game, though. The characters, some of them just, like, look so... Like, look how derpy this guy looks. His, like, head is really small, and he's got this big merchant cloak body. This looks funny. They are a little bit small, especially if you're not playing on, like, a big TV. I assume a lot of people who play chill Metroidvanias like this probably do play on a big TV, but I play on a gaming monitor because it feels better. Do we upgrade here? I don't remember. Oh yeah, I was going power. If I go all power, I might get sad, though. That I miss out on something cool. I don't know what this one is. Gas. They don't explain what that is. Well, we're definitely going to want 4. We'll save 1 for now. How about that? I don't remember where I think I'm going the wrong way, but whatever. Oh god, what am I doing? This game nails a lot of things, though. Like, the music's pretty good. The audio of, like, everything or hitting stuff and collecting stuff is gas. Basically every noise sounds really good. The chains, the dodge noise. You can't actually do it downstairs. It's kind of funny. The smacking noise when you smack something. So basically everything sounds really nice. I'm still working on, like, the mechanics of, like, what they want you to do, because it doesn't look like there's parrying, but there's, like, perfect dodging, which is very similar anyways. It doesn't really feel very Metroidvania-y is one sort of problem I have with it so far. But it really depends how the game turns out, though. Because that's something that could really change as the game goes on. Okay, so we're back to these teleporting save points. I like how there's multiple versions of the save point. There's like the teleporty one, the throne one. I don't know if there's another one. That's just something a lot of Metroidvanias don't do. Okay. That's just like a Forge warp room save point. And then there's like an actual warping save point where you warp along the map. I think that's how it works, at least. I've seen a lot of people complain that this game was just sort of like a clunky, slow... action platformer with no Metroidvania elements, and I'm not really getting that vibe. I mean, right at first it might feel a little bit clunky, but once you get the feel and the pace of the game, it really doesn't feel that clunky to me at all. Okay, you can't go back, I don't think, right now. There's only one way to go. There's a weird random soldier talking to us. This enemy's actually pesky. I feel like I'm missing a warp point, but we'll just keep going. See what I mean? This enemy's so pesky. I mean, maybe that thing will kill it? I don't know. I don't know if that actually does damage. Oh, that might work on that guy. But yeah. So it's been a few months. I think I talked I talked like once when I first was about to go out with this girl, and then I think I talked again like maybe about a month after, maybe around the time of my birthday. Well, what's wrong with that guy? That was weird. So now it's been like over a month. I don't know where the time's been going. I think a lot of it is just like me. It's kind of what we're going to be talking about here. The relationship's fine. The problem usually lies in the way I think about life, or my expectations for a partner, where sometimes I like expect them to save me from life itself, you know what I mean? Like I'm expecting too much of them, or I always just like want them to also enjoy the stuff that I do, and it just never feels like they will, you know what I mean? And I don't want any relationship to feel like that one-sided sort of thing. Because it's, you know what I mean? It's just like one of the people might feel like they're getting their way, but then eventually both of them are gonna possibly lose a relationship because of the way it's been going, you know what I mean? And that happened to me, actually. Most of the relationships I was with, I would strongly argue that the girl basically just only had interest in sex and relationships, so how are we ever supposed to be a thing, you know what I mean? I'm not multiple relationship. I'm one guy who's one relationship to her, who does activities like video games and TV and movies that they just really don't seem to be that into. It's not good enough for them. They want the multiple relationship effect, you know what I mean? Whether that is multiple boyfriends, whether that's just lots of friends that they keep spending their time with. A lot of people introduce themselves as like this fucking turtle hermit, and then it always ends up being, especially if you're talking to a girl, that they have way more friends than you. All of their friends are like, got hella attitude. You gotta like somehow get out of your nerd fucking corner and deal with all these new friends for her, you know what I mean? And then at the same time, I'm not talking about, my current relationship is great. It's just, I'm worried that something will happen to it eventually, you know what I mean? Because of one thing or another. And that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I don't think anything's gonna change it. Like, I really like the relationship and I don't want it to end, so no matter what I do, I'm gonna sit there and feel like something's wrong with it, you know what I mean? What could I do more? What aren't we doing that we should be doing as partners? What warning signs am I not looking at that I should know? You know what I mean? There's just like, unless you actually have that, and this might not even be what you want, but unless you actually have that person that just like almost drops everyone for the most part from their life. I'm not saying they never see people, but they clearly chose you as their main person, you know what I mean? And I feel like I have that right now, so don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, sometimes it feels like maybe it won't be like that one day, you know what I mean? Maybe they'll be too busy with their friends, or maybe they'll just get bored of you and secretly find somebody else while they're stringing you along, which is like the worst thing ever, because it wastes your life. And then you, at the end of it all, when the relationship does fall apart, it not only wasted your life, but now you're sitting there heartbroken for possibly up to a decade or more, if you can even live that long after, you know what I mean? And that's really what happens. That happened to me. So that's just kind of what I've been going through. It's like, no matter how good the relationship is, there's just like life to contend with, you know? It just gets frustrating. I don't even know, like, what it really is, you know? Like, I could give you 1,000 paranoid possibilities, and that would just make me sound like somebody who doesn't like their partner, but that's not, you know what I mean? And I'll even do that just for example's sake, but it's like, you never really know, and it's frustrating because people from your past possibly did you so bad that you're liable to either run away or to prematurely get mad at or to prematurely give up on somebody who is set to do you good. Someone who's set to love you, you know what I mean? And that's really what happens. And that's that's like one of the biggest worries I have about it all. Is that either the person will have some of those elements of the evil girlfriends I had, or those elements from those evil girlfriends will continue to haunt my mind and ruin my current relationship somehow, you know what I mean? Either way, there's something tangible and real to worry about. It has nothing to do with me making it up or me being negative. If we're not trying to be closer partners 3 months in, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that's a failed relationship, not by any stretch of the word. It just means to continue, some type of expectations are going to be need to let go. Some type of deeper trust is going to be need to formed. Good times are going to be need to have had on both sides. Like, we've done things that both of us care about together often. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of stuff that has to go down within a short amount of time when you don't spend that much time together, you know what I mean? Whether it's because you don't live in the same city, or you got different job schedules, or both, or someone's got a lot of bills or someone's got a lot of obligations. We have all of that going on, you know what I mean? And it could be more. We're still fairly somewhat young, so it's like that adds to the scariness, you know what I mean? It's like, well, now we're possibly at the best health we'll have for the rest of our life, and we're still not ready for more together. And it's like, you start to like wonder like what a relationship even is. Like, what do these couples do together? Is that why they fight all the time? Is because boys and girls just like hate each other when they're not having sex, and every 30-year-old can't have infinite sex because you don't got infinite fucking cum, you know what I mean? So then when they just stop having sex, they just like start hating each other. The girls go and hang out with the girlfriends, the boys be boys, and couples start to fucking hate each other because they don't ever want to do the same things as each other for some reason. You know what I mean? You like video games, they like makeup and they're friends, and you know what I mean? Or something like that. You like watching TV shows and they get bored and just want to have sex all the time. You know what I mean? I mean, no matter how it goes down, it's never going to be perfect. And it's like you almost have to, no matter how it goes down, it's like you have to change your label of good as well. You know what I mean? As shitty as it sounds. It's kind of funny how you can, like, be pushing forward and then, like, dash backwards or jump kick backwards. God, those doors suck you in. Invisible entry point. But yeah, I could go on and on. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Whatever the fuck that phrase is. Disillusioned undead. He can see lucidly. He's a lucid being. What the fuck that means. Oh shit. Look at how strong I've become. You're no match. Oh shit. This is looking like a boss fight I'm not gonna win in one try, right guys? I'll beat your ass, you fucking dung beetle. Oh, this guy's whooping ass, bro. No! That was like a huge mistake, I bet. Fucking dung beetle. Damn, he almost got me. We're not gonna beat him this time. Probably not even the second time. Okay, they'll get crunched into a corner, that's for sure. And we're actually taking on this big-ass bitch right away. Oh, we're in for it this episode. Can I skip this? 776. Okay, it's random. Oh, you're done, kid. Oh god, no, not if I fuck up already. What a bad mistake. Oh, and you can't even hurt him? Oh, yeah, okay. He's too strong of a porcupine. Oh, he grabbed. I wonder how much billions of damage that does. And we lost our supreme super mode. Definitely want to do one of these to him, though. But yeah, I think me and my girlfriend are... Oh, that takes stamina. That's good to know. I might just have lost this fight because of that right there. Probably shouldn't talk about important stuff right now. Oh. Oh, we fucked up. I'm ready for you! Have at me! Okay, this is easy. Actually, this whole fight is easy if you have some idea of what you're doing. I've been so out of the video game world, I swear. Oh, I kind of delayed that. That's kind of cool. Oh, that move has terrible hitboxes for this boss fight. Okay. Have at me! I wish I had like a really good voice for like a main hero protagonist. I don't, but I like to picture the things that they would say and pretend that's me. Oh, this guy's easy as fuck if he doesn't have another form. Unlock them, guys. That actually went pretty good. I swear there's another game with this sort of like porcupine-looking fucking boss. It's like a Metroidvania thing because they can take up a lot of screen and you don't have to do much character design because it's all just like a shape and a pattern. That was a pretty good little fight. This game is sort of like what I wanted from Infernax. I still want to try out that game and see if it gets better. Not that it was bad. It definitely has some really good Metroidvania elements. It's just, this game kind of has more of satisfaction to it than Infernax did for me. Part of it was Infernax has too many buttons and you can't, like, properly bind the thing to a box controller, which really hurts the game for me. But yeah, box controller problems. I'm not gonna go back. We talk about that all the time. Oh, is that like his porcupine sticking out all these wood pieces, or what is that? Oh, it was just a one person who became a super beast. Am I killing you? Oh, I'm ripping. Oh, some God of War fucking shit. I like how he like fucking charges up like he's fucking Goku. Oh, sick. Got a piece of the Triforce. I did not think there was going to be a boss fight. We already had one. I guess that was just like a mini boss. Well, it was only hard because I hadn't really played the game at all. And I wasn't using a controller. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play much more right this minute. I don't know. I'm trying to describe to you guys like why I don't feel quite right about life right now, but I really don't know. Maybe it'll make sense in a couple weeks. Oh, and here my my partner talked to me, and her freaking message didn't show up on my notifications, so I thought she was just busy. Shit like that, you know what I mean? Misunderstandings. It's just annoying. It's like life, and life is just trying to get you sometimes, you start to realize. Whether it's a bug in your fucking cup of milk, or it's a bad memory haunting you from somebody who should have loved you, or it's feelings of loneliness when you're not even lonely, like you got a whole party lined up this fucking weekend. Like, why do I feel so fucking lonely? It's so annoying. Like, the reason I can't feel strong and happy for my family and my girlfriend is because a lot of these nights I feel so fucking lonely. Why do I feel lonely? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? It's like I'm 2 days away from a whole weekend of fun. Like, if I could just get my shit together and get my mind to not feel this stupid way, it would be a fun weekend. I'd be looking forward to it. I can't even look forward to fun shit because of it. You see what I'm saying? It's like you have to break free all the fucking time of life. It's like, I don't know what it takes. Maybe it's easier for some people because they just like found a skill that they could monetize, or they found a skill that meant something to them more than just like fun. I don't know what people are doing, but it's different than what I'm doing, you know. It's working different. It's working better than me because somebody's got this figured out. Yeah, like another thing that's like been bothering me is like the beginning of the relationship felt really like, I don't know, there's like a lot more like we're all about each other sort of feelings. And then like when those go away, inevitably you're just like stuck with, like, the relationship is still there and you still love each other and care about each other, but there's like an absence there, you know, there's like a hole there of what you two were in the beginning, you know what I mean? And I guess it's just one of those things where I never had a good relationship, so I don't know what it feels like to triumph over that, you know what I mean? I never did. Whenever I felt that in previous relationships, it either tanked the relationship really fast or it tanked it over time, and I never felt that wholeness that I felt in the beginning again, you know what I mean? So I guess that's what I'm hoping for, is if I get my shit together, I keep on whittling down my bad habits, I do lots of yoga, meditation, get the spiritual side of my life way more in tune. I'll keep on working on my health, juicing, fasting, healthier food, less sugary drinks, less fatty foods, more days with the proper amount of calories, etc., etc. Instead of days where I'm eating double calories and acting like it's not double. Yeah, so I'm just hoping if I can continue to like get all the little aspects of my life right, even the ones you tend to ignore when you're not in a relationship or you've lost a relationship and you're heartbroken. I'm hoping that if I can get most of that stuff together, the pieces will start to fall in place and games will make more sense to me again. That's why I haven't been making videos. I haven't been playing as many video games. I've just been focused on work, my relationship, my health. And then my past, you know. Past is eating me alive. What's taken away from all those good things I just mentioned and the good things that I want to run my life with? Well, the past, pretty much, it just boils down to the past. It's not really even pleasure. It's not really even anything besides either feelings of loneliness or the past, or feelings of loneliness that stem from the past. You know what I mean? And once I slap myself in the face every day and start to realize, like, again and again and again, like, dude, you're growing up. Like, dude, life doesn't last forever. Like, dude, like, make this present awesome. Like, stop thinking that life only existed back then. You know what I mean? That, you know what I mean? If everyone could only live from the age of 20 to 25, and that's all they got from their life would be shit. So quit acting like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's funny I say it like that, because that's literally what I need to tell myself, because those years are some of the ones that haunt me the most. You know what I mean? And I have to stop glorifying those years, and I have to put those years to bed, and I have to see that life moves on. And you know what I mean? Just because Tupac died when he was young doesn't mean everyone's gonna die. It doesn't mean you're gonna die when you're young. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get these fake delusions out of your fucking head and start living truth. Truth is your identity, you know what I mean? And that's just what I've been working on. I'm hoping a lot of things go my way this year, whether it's an online business, or just doing good at work, or reading more books with my girlfriend, or what have you. Better times out with friends, so that I don't feel so alone and nervous. You know, like I'm the only one there who's the oddball out, or something like that. I don't know. I could list a lot of things that are contributing it, but who the fuck really knows? But like I said, like, if you're wondering, like, what's going on with me, why I haven't been making videos, there's some pretty good games out. Why haven't you been playing those games, Mike? You bought so many games in the last 2 years. Why haven't you been playing any of those games, Mike? That's all. Those are my excuses. That's what I can give you. You know, problems with the family. There's always problems when your parents are getting older. Siblings are not helping. Of course, there's gonna be issues then. What else? I guess there's that feeling, like, if you ever seen a partner like multiple times a week, right? And then it still didn't work out. And then way down the road, you get another partner after years of not having a boyfriend or girlfriend, and you only see them like once a week, or something like that, maybe once every 2 weeks. You start to feel like, how can this succeed? Like, we're not together enough, or we're not. You know, there's always something picking at you, and most of it just relates back to previous feelings or previous relationships. You know what I mean? All of your doubts are just that. It's not even. And you have to sit there and it's like you're in a relationship with a new person, but all of a sudden now you have to start working through all the past baggage you weren't even able to bring up from the past. You know what I mean? Like, to be good for this current partner, I have to somehow deal with what feels like a never-ending, haunting death of a romance, you know what I mean, from previous partners. And I have no one to really. I can sort of work with my current partner, but I don't want to make them feel like I'm a permanent fixer-upper, you know what I mean? Who wants to feel like that, or make their partner feel like you're just gonna never quite be ready for, you know, a new relation? You know what I mean? Like, no, I gotta find a way to forge ahead, and that's just what's been tough for me, because it's like a problem life hits you with, but there's no clear solution, and there's only many random solutions that many of them only offer temporary fixes, and they take a lot of work, you know what I mean? And nothing can guarantee that extremely dark trauma goes away. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff. Overall, like, I'm really happy with the relationship. I just wish I could feel differently about my life, you know? But yeah, that's what I've been going through. Got a lot of fun dates planned, and something hasn't been hitting or connecting with me and my partner when we're apart, but whenever we're together, it feels great. I just, for some reason, when we're apart, maybe it's just a me thing, I just feel like we don't connect as well. Like, it feels like they're floating away from me, or they just are losing interest or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. It could just be in my head, or maybe they're actually becoming more interested because we're talking less and they're starting to miss me. I don't know. I really don't know. But either way, it's going to be a puzzle, and there's no clear answer. Even if you talk to your partner and you talk to it with or talk to your partner about these exact topics, it still doesn't guarantee that you're going to find a true answer, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where it's like you're on this rickety ship with your partner, and you're playing some amazing games with each other spiritually while you're on this little rickety ship. But only life is going to be able to, and time is going to be able to tell you where you guys end up, and you know what I mean? It's like somehow you just have to like hold out sort of vibe for life to take you to where you two are supposed to go. Or I don't know what it is. It just feels weird. Like, it's stupid because part of me wants my free time to work on these videos and work on my online business and work on my skills and live my life. And then part of me is afraid that if I do that, like, somehow we'll drift apart because, I don't know, we just won't be compatible anymore or something, or somebody will come along and swoop them up and steal them away from you, you know what I mean? Which happens all too often. I don't know what it is. Either way, I thought I'd chat with you guys about it because that's what's been stopping me from making videos. On top of that, like I said, some family issues that I was working through. I had to spend a lot of money on stuff for the house lately. That's been a lot of work, a lot of time. Big dates with the girlfriend that take a lot of energy and take a lot of time, and I got to do a lot of exercise and stuff to mentally prepare so I can actually socially interact with people without feeling fucking something wrong. On top of that, some weird... Don't ever even somewhat fuck your... No matter how doubtful you feel, no matter how many... This is going to sound weird, but just bear with me for a second. No matter how many times... How dark you feel about your past, how many times you've had bad dreams about an ex that did you dirty and pulled one over on you, how many times you've felt bad about your family leaving you, your friends leaving you, or just doubting yourself, and you continue to give up and give into addictions because you feel like you are weak, and that's why you continue to do it, because it's your fault that you're addicted. It's your fault that... I don't care what it is, any of that stuff, or any excuse you got. Don't ever let life fuck you around, you know what I mean? Don't let it make you masturbate when you got a partner. Don't let it make you chase after hookers when you got somebody you love. Don't let it give up on yourself because your partner's given up on you. I've done that before. Don't, you know what I mean? Don't ever slip up to dumb shit for no good reason, you know what I mean? I know it sounds stupid, like stupid advice, but at the end of the day, that's like the best advice I ever needed in my life. And if I actually listened to it, I probably would be a pretty amazing version of myself. Like, not that I'm bad now or anything, it just... I know that there's a lot of potential there, and I just don't feel like I hit a lot of that during the past decade of my life, I'll just say that. As a way to let myself down easy. But yeah, like, life will just fuck you over sometimes. Or if you even slip up a little bit, life will just haha in your face. You know, you walked out of your room, well, a fly flew into your milk. Good job. You walked out of your room, dipshit. Didn't put a cap on your milk. You're fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, that's what life does. It's really cringe, and it's a bully like that. It really is. Or you got a partner and you quit masturbation and it's been a few months and you're feeling really healthy, you're feeling sexy, you're feeling like this is the first time where you really get to be an adult, and then all of a sudden your partner's like not talking to you for that much for a few days, and you're not feeling confident about the relationship anymore for some reason, even though they might feel confident about it still. You'll wake up in the middle of the night, like mid-release, like coming in your fucking nutsack. Like, God just does this shit to people. The universe shits on you, dude. It shits on your fucking relationship. It doesn't matter how pure you think it is, how much love has been exchanged, how much you believe in your partner. Life will shit on you. You are not perfect. You'll not be able to perfectly defend yourself against life's perfect attacks. So you will get shit on. And, like, it's a very frustrating thing if you're a somewhat egotistical person like me, to get beat by life like that, you know what I mean? And if it ever happens to you in the wrong way, trust me, it can ruin your life, it can ruin your relationship, it can send you down a dark path, it can send you down a spiral of depression, it can send you towards a heart attack, it can send you towards diabetes and death, it can send you towards giving up on your dreams. It really can. Little shit like that, a little fuck up, a little wet dream, a little masturbation, a little cocaine, a little too much weed, a little too much smoking, a little too much drinking, a little bit too much lusting after your past, a little bit too much lusting after men or women, a little bit... See what I mean? There's just like a billion fucking ways that the world will gladly fuck you over and completely ruin your life. Sometimes it's not even you. Sometimes it's just your parent is dying and they're taking out the stress of their death on you. Or it's something really stupid that you, like, there's almost no defense against if you're a loving person, you know what I mean? Or that's going on and you're emotional at the time, so then their crazy outburst sparks a worse outburst from you, so now all of a sudden you're going to jail, you know what I mean? Perfectly good life, perfectly good person, your parent lost their fucking brain because life was killing them, sparked you into a bad thing, all of a sudden your life is ruined, you know what I mean? I'm sure that's happened to so many people out there. And it's going to keep happening because the rich stay rich and the poor are going to stay hungry and sad and not have the stuff they need. And they're going to be scrutinized by evil judges who put people in jail for 24 years because they're a man, and a woman doing the same crime goes for 4 years because she's slaughtered some people driving on the road drunk or something. Like, it's just always... You have to somehow find a way that, despite the ridiculous cringe levels of the world... Like, even sometimes, like, my girlfriend is, like, telling me about the stuff that she has to go through. And I'm just like, oh my god, I could not deal with that. I literally would be an angry person. And she's not angry, you know what I mean? She's a very nice person. And I'm just like, I just sit down and I listen when she's talking about stuff like that, because I'm realizing that this is teaching me to be an adult, you know what I mean? And in being an adult, a lot of the times means that you can take the cringe of the world and somehow spin it into something half decent. It doesn't have to be perfection. You don't have to be Miss fucking Teen America or the next American Idol or some famous YouTuber who's a god at Fortnite and gets $1 million a day. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean? None of that shit matters. What matters is that the moment you're an adult in life, and while you're an adult for the rest of your life, that you can handle the cringiness of life, that you can handle the loss, that you can handle the sacrifice, that you can handle... That's really all it is. It doesn't matter if you're in a relationship, if you're not in a relationship, if you want it to last, if you're just there for fun. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all that matters is your health, your zeal for life, your breath, your choices, your relationship with sin and virtues. Like, very simple shit is all that ends up mattering. Like, you think that your past is beating you down so much because some evil girlfriend or boyfriend won't get out of your fucking head and won't stop haunting you a decade later. you think this or that, you think this or that, your siblings are bad, this is bad, your parents are just straight bad. Sure, some of all that stuff and more might be true, but at the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact that it's you versus death, it's you versus life, it's you versus whatever's trying to separate you and your girlfriend, you and your boyfriend, you know what I mean? You versus whatever's keeping you from any bits of happiness and peace in life. So anyways, I don't know, life just, like, you can have fun, and humor is a very important part about being an adult and being in a relationship even. Like, if you don't feel humor anymore, then you better work on it, because your partner is going to want that from you at some point. But yeah, that's basically the gist of what I've been going through. I could go on and on, but I got to drink some water and take a break here in a sec. I do like this game so far. I'll have some better thoughts on it, you know, once I get close to the end or I beat it. Sorry, I just ate a bunch of food. I don't know. I don't even know what else. Those are all my tips and my tricks and the things I've been thinking about with my relationship, and much love to you guys. Who the fuck knows where we're all going to be years from now, but I'm trying to find a way to become the type of person who really enjoys today, really enjoys now. Yeah, I think one thing that is really becoming evident as I get older is that most kids, like even kids you might have thought were like popular or worth looking up to, most of them were just like held together with like glue and scotch tape, like, and staples. Like, the people that you think were so great were just popular because they got drunk and they knew how to let go of themselves when they got drunk in front of their friends, so their friends thought they were super funny. And that's not gonna work for the rest of the, you know what I mean? Like, most of the things that you can get tricked into thinking are so great when you're young prove to be absolutely horrible, like the second you hit 25, let alone 30, 40, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna cut it. If you think you're just going to get through your life smoking weed and reminiscing on the past, it's not going to cut it. That's not life. You know what I mean? If you think you're just going to reminisce about some past girlfriend or boyfriend, try it. Tell me how you feel after a decade. You're not going to feel good. I tried it. It doesn't work. It's not enough. It's not living life. You can sit there and lie to yourself and delude yourself into thinking that that's all the relationship you needed in your life and those memories are enough, but trust me, it's not. Yet one day you will realize that that was not life. That was the past. It was something that you needed to learn to let go, and you clearly were way too attached to even think about starting to let go, you know what I mean? And that's really how most people are. Most people are still way, like 1,000 jillion times more attached than they think they are. If they weren't, they'd be meditation masters. If they weren't, they'd be really, really good at some skills. They'd be really, really in deep in life. A lot of them are just living surface level lives. I know that because I'm still living a surface level life, you know what I mean? And I could clearly see the route for getting deeper and living a better life. I think my girlfriend just texted me good night, so I'm gonna hurry it up here. I don't like to go to bed way too late after her, because I've done that a few times before, and it just isn't a good look. It's not good for my job or my life either, though. Some weird little, like, pixel flashing when these animations are going. Like that girl's head bobbing back and forth. There's like a blue and a red pixel above it. It's really weird if you look really close. This looks like a fun stage right here. I'll probably play this in a little bit here and then go to bed. I just need a little break, take a drink, because I'm fucking thirsty as fuck. Oh, here's a save point. I'm like thinking I'm in for like a big adventure. Gotta have a poison swamp. This game's got one of the coolest dodges, I swear. Okay, we're all saved up. Sorry for the gameplay not being that in-depth here. Oh, you could pause the music away. I would have done that. So yeah, I could go on and on, but I have a big weekend ahead of me. I don't got any more time to waste. I got to get a bunch of yoga done. I got to take a shower. Got to clean up the house. I got to get food ready for the family. And then I got to get over to the girlfriend's house this weekend and make sure I'm happy and healthy and feeling good for a night. I'm probably going to have one alcoholic drink, have a night, go to a nice restaurant, and then have a relaxing night with the girlfriend after that. So I don't like talk. Like I said, I don't like to kiss and tell. I don't like to talk too much, but it's the biggest thing going on in my life right now, and it's affecting my emotions a lot. So that's kind of why I do these things. I'll be back, hopefully not a month from now, hopefully soon, updating you guys. I know there's some good games coming out soon. Mandragora, I think it's called. It's a pretty good looking Metroidvania. Should be fun after this one. A little bit more of an in-depth one, where this is a little bit more of like an arcade Metroidvania. I don't have a problem with either. I'm starting to like these arcade ones a lot more. Also, Gal Guardians is coming out, so that's fantastic. I do have to finish that first game. I don't think there's much left there for me, at least on a normal playthrough. I'm sure you can get more out of that first game if you want to go back and get the side routes and get the bigger difficulty and stuff, the higher difficulty. But yeah, so that's just one of the games. There's a bunch of other ones that are coming out in the next 2 months. Like right in May is going to be Doom Dark Ages, so that's going to be a massive game for the channel. Obviously, I'm going to beat the whole game, have the whole thing uploaded to YouTube fairly quickly, like I did with Resident Evil 4 2 years ago. It's hard to believe that was 2 years ago already, but it was, and that game was really fun. Still, see what I mean? Like when something, that's a good game to bring up, because it's like when something was so fun to you that within a short 80 hours of falling in love with that game, that I felt like it like took me to a different time and place, and now even 2 years later, it still feels like it was just a year ago. Like that's the kind of thing that shows you like, oh, there is more to life than just that old girlfriend that I used to have that broke up with me 10 years ago and we'll never talk again. There is more to life than just my old group of friends that we're not friends anymore and we don't even like the same shit anymore. There is more to life than just masturbating. There is more to life than just drinking alcohol and killing yourself with liver disease. There is more to life than just smoking weed or smoking cigarettes or eating excessive food all the time. That's my biggest problem, is probably eating excessive food before bed. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it takes real experiences to actually understand that. You can think that's just like hearing me or hearing yourself say it is enough. And if you go down a bad route like I have so many times, you'll wake up again and crave the good feelings and crave those moments where you did yoga, those moments where you did Kundalini, those moments where you met a new person and fell in love, those moments where you pet somebody else's dog and found a love for that dog, those moments where you took care of your family even when things were hard. Those, you know what I mean? You start to realize that all the best moments in life are those. And all the moments that your pleasure dopamine center had picked for you for the last 2 decades were almost always shams. You know, like they were scams. They weren't giving you much. They were fake little fleeting feelings of pleasure. And you could say the same thing about a bad relationship with a boy or a girl. You could say the same thing. Like there's a lot of things in life that we act like is good, or we act like there's a reason for it, and at the end of the day, there isn't. It's just actually bad. It's just straight up bad that you don't even learn anything from it. Like that's what I try to prevent now in my life, is stuff like that. Because I don't care what you say. Eventually, you'll look at it and you whether you learn something from it or not, you'll just regret. It'll just be regret. It won't be a lesson. It won't be any positivity whatsoever out of it. It'll just be regret. People don't want to admit that, but that's how humans are. We're neat freaks. At the end of the day, we all want some level of perfection, even if it's our own lower standard than God perfection. We want some type of perfect action in our life, because that elicits the best life. That elicits the best results. It's just logical facts. You know what I mean? There's no debating it. I want a better YouTube channel. I want to be better for my boyfriend, my girlfriend. I want this. I want that. I don't have a boyfriend. I'm just talking, you know what I mean? I want to be better for my family. I want to be better for my dog. I need to. There needs to be a higher degree of living here that at least somewhat resembles perfection, a human level of perfection, attainable level of perfection, whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean? It's not that we want to be, or that we need to be perfect. It's that life has so many detriments and so many downsides and so much anger and angst and sexual frustration and regret and remorse and guilt and shame that you need some type of army of good. What's the army of good? You know what I mean? There's not always laughter and joy. There's not always free. You're not always in the mood for that. So there needs to be other stuff that helps defend you against the darkness of the world. That helps you shine your light on yourself and others. That helps you shine a light on your own life. That helps you brighten up other people's lives. You know what I mean? There needs to be some sort of team, some sort of unified idea that most humans or all humans believe in. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'll feel like for the rest of my life. Is just always searching for that patch of good that exists within all of us. Those great memories, those golden memories, those golden dreams in your mind, the ones that stick out the most to you as being what a good life was. I don't care what it is. Some little sleepy time dream you had, some daydream you had when you were a kid. You know what I'm talking about. You've had some type of vision that felt like heaven, that felt like a real life, that felt like home, that felt like love. And you should be at least living for that dream in some capacity, you know what I mean? I don't care how far-fetched it was. And that's all I could tell you, because that's what I've changed in the last 2 years. My health isn't that much better. My habits aren't really that much better. They're better, but they're not that much better. So why is my life going in a better direction? It's because I started to realize some adult shit like that, you know what I mean? I think that's why. Luck, sure, luck too. I'm definitely lucky. If I wasn't lucky, I wouldn't have randomly found a great partner. But at the same time, there's obviously something else that I'm doing that's put me on a better course than what I was on after some of those previous relationships that left me fucked up, you know. Anyways, I don't want to talk for years and years, but that's what I've been going through. That's what the last month and a half has been since my birthday. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still a little wary, still a little scared about the future, and can I be happy just living a nice, simple life, going on dates, going to restaurants, playing games, working on my health, working on projects in my business, and that's it. No drugs, no drinking, no random extra relationships, no excessive going by friends and partying all the time and smoking weed, none of that shit, you know what I mean? Not that I've done a lot of that shit in the last, but I don't even want to think about it. I want my simple life to be more than enough, you know what I mean? I want my simple life to be not just what I want, but what I need, and not just what I want and need, but what I live for. And I know that sucks that I can't say that it's 100% that way now, but it doesn't mean that I can't work towards that. You know what I mean? It's just I think that's one of the biggest things is I can't accept that there's some part of me that still is heartbroken about the past. I can't accept that. I can't accept that there's some part of me that isn't 100% okay with a simple life. And I don't want to live a complicated, douchey ass, unhealthy, kill yourself fucking life. But I just want the simple life to actually feel. That's the thing. The simple life is the life you want, but God is a douche and he won't let you want it. You see what I'm saying? The simple life is what you want, and it leads to happiness, and it leads to the only happiness a human being can truly have. But God will gladly make you want like a shitty ex-girlfriend or a shitty group of friends from the past, or want drugs, or want. God laughs spits in your life. I don't God, whatever you want to say, universe, evil, whatever's out there that's doing this. I don't know what the fuck it is. There's something out there that shits on your life. And until we start acknowledging that that's true, human beings are going to continue to get killed by their first Tinder dates. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the truth. We either collectively fight for good, or guess what? We're not collectively fighting for good, and there's too much evil running rampant. So, anyways, that's some of the truths that I've been coming across that have been destroying my life and rebuilding my life and causing me to create good changes in my life. Sometimes breaking me down and making me go make mistakes that I don't want to make anymore. But that's just been my story of ups and downs. I thought I'd share that with you guys. Much love. I'm going to peace out of here real quick. And I got to text my girlfriend good night. And I got to start winding down. I'll play a little bit more of this game in a few minutes here. Without the commentary, of course. Much love to you guys. Hope that video helped you guys think differently, maybe about your adult romances and stuff. But I'm set to have a good weekend here and continue to change my life. I really want to... I've had some really dark times with some of my Halo friends lately. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Like I said, I think God just fucks you sometimes. God just makes people hate you for no reason sometimes. Or like the slightest misunderstanding, one of your best friends will just like completely turn on you. And then you won't be able to accept them back, even if they do try to be nice afterwards, just because of what happened. But yeah, I've just been going through a lot of dark stuff that I didn't see coming a month ago when I was in that good old honeymoon phase with my girlfriend. And things have been a little bit tough the last few weeks, but I'm doing pretty good. And much love to you guys. Sorry for the inconsistent videos, and whenever I do make one, I'm like rambling and ranting and stuff. I just try to get a lot done in the short amount of time that I want to talk. And I used to do this a lot more, so I'm coming in like rusty buckets. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me. I'm definitely enjoying this game more than I thought I would. I had some doubts from reading some of the reviews. People are too quick to call games clunky when they have a little bit of a slower floaty jump. That doesn't necessarily mean it's clunky whatsoever. I think this game does a pretty good job. It might have been a touch on the pricey side, but realistically it wasn't that bad. Not that it's a bad price, it's just there's a lot of games that for about $20 will give you a little bit more in the depth or the length of department, either one. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, unless I can throw myself into tumultuous waters and prevail, like I'll just always wonder if I should be a musician. I should wonder if I should do more with my YouTube channel. Wonder if I should work only on my business because it'll work out. Wonder. It's like if you don't do stuff, you don't take risks, you could literally spend, it's not even hard, spend like some of the best 30 years of your life, a huge chunk of your adult life, just like pissing it away and not even realizing it. That's why I think that's why people are so crazy about that, because it's very, very true, and it's not easy to tell when it's happening to you. And it's not easy to admit that it's happening to you. It's not easy to change when it's happening to you. But yeah, I'm going to dip out. I'm just trying to think if there's any closing thoughts. I got a bunch of cool stuff, new wardrobe. Got a bunch of good stuff for the house, kitchen stuff, and I'm going to go back to saving money in case I ever need it for something big. There are some games I do have to buy in the next few months, so that's going to take a little bit of a toll, but I do got some games I'll be selling on eBay, hopefully, that I'll beat. But yeah, I feel like I haven't, like, no, don't get me wrong, I've loved my time with my girlfriend, but something about the last 3 months feels like I haven't been alive, and I think a lot of it boils down to the past tearing at me as I fell in love with my girlfriend, as I continue to fall in love with her, because we're still pretty much a new relationship, right? I could feel my past tearing at me, and it's not been fun. It's been way harder than I thought it should be. I know that sounds like a Karen thing to say, or like a dramatic girly thing to say, but it's true. And I think everyone should have a forewarning on that. So that's been one of the toughest things about the last few months, where it's kind of feeling like I'm just not alive. Getting back into yoga has been my battling back point. It's creating a me that likes health, happiness, fitness, and fun with my girlfriend way more than smoking weed or eating too much food or reminiscing about the past or being depressed in bed all day. So that's basically kind of the big battle I've been facing. I could describe it in a bunch of different ways and give you guys more details, but that's the gist of the battle I've been at, and I think the battle most humans have in their life, whether they like it or not. But yeah, I'll let you guys know how it's going in a few weeks. Should be fun. I think I'm going to in about 2.5 weeks from now. I think I'm going to a video game store with my girlfriend, and I like calling her my girlfriend when she's not around. Otherwise, I call her babe or something. It's fun to brag about your partner, I guess, and use like the lingo of relationships. But yeah, so we're gonna be going to some game store, and I might get Mario Wonder. I might get some other game or some other games. We'll see. And it should be fun revisiting those memories and checking that game out with her. And we had some good times playing Mario together. So she might not be a gamer, but it seems like we have fun when we play a little bit here and there. And that's all that matters to me, is creating some of those memories and something we can come back to for a little while every time we hang out. And that kind of gives us that childlike bonding experience while we're adults, you know what I mean? So it's nice to have that, and it's nice that she does do some things that are just kind of specifically a me interest, you know. So I guess, you know, it might have sounded like I was complaining, but I'm actually grateful about a lot of that stuff. I do sometimes I wish that we spend a little bit more time doing the things I'm interested in, yeah, but like I said, we don't see each other that much, and I like how things are progressing now, nice and slow, and it feels like we're really enjoying the honeymoon phase, and we're doing good. So I just like I don't want anything to mess it up, I guess. And I guess when she wants me to see other friends with her and like go out and hang out and stuff, it starts to feel like it's not just us anymore, and there's friends and people that we're going to be obligated to go hang out with and all this stuff, you know what I mean? And I guess it's just stuff I got to get used to, because it's not necessarily a bad thing, and I have had a lot of fun doing that so far. It's just it does create worry either way. I mean, I'd be worried if I was just like hanging out with my friends constantly and neglecting her, you know what I mean? Because the idea that our relationship just started and it had so much potential, but now I'm like neglecting it, and I was just hanging out with friends all the time and ignoring her. I certainly could do that. Not that I'm social enough to do it now, but I could, you know what I mean? But I don't want to, is the thing. I don't know. I'll talk to you guys soon. And by soon, I mean a really long time, like 30 days from now. See you later. I'll have some new videos coming out soon with a lot of new games, hopefully. A lot of stuff I bought in the last 2 years that haven't gotten around to yet, like Thymesia and some other games. Got to finish up Lies of P before the DLC. Got to hit up Elden Ring eventually. I was supposed to do that back in December and January, but I got preoccupied with work and with my new relationship. So, but yeah, my girlfriend's probably sleeping now, and I fucked up, so much love to you guys. Peace out. So yeah, sacrificing my relationship for you motherfuckers. You better fucking subscribe and give me money. Like a dollar bill in my PayPal.